So if you aren't on TikTok or aren't a chronic onliner, uh, you might not know that apparently XQC lent Kai some money, and apparently XQC kind of wants that money before Kai goes and flexes his money that he got over the course for his streaming this year. We'll just say that. And there's been a feud between the both of them, both Kai and XQC, going back and forth. Apparently, XQC called him out first. I'm not really sure what for, but you're probably asking, okay, well, what's the point of this video? Let's get to it. So, a couple of days ago, I actually did a stream that talked about Kai Cenat and the work that I do. The work that I do is that I use playing cards, these sorts of things, laid out in a certain way that can show me what's going on in somebody's life at any given point. Of course, with information that's relevant in their lives. Like, I would have to ask them questions in order to see, roughly what's going on, or what's the reasoning behind them coming to me for answers. Because when somebody comes to me for answers, they're asking, they have a specific reason. Like, you don't just come to somebody like me to just read your future. That's not what this system is about or is for. This system is for you to become aware of what's going on around you and how to best act on those situations to create a better life. Now, in doing that stream, I talked about Kai's spreads. So, when we are born, we are given 2 cards based on our birthdays. You multiply the month that you were born by 2, and then you add your birthday number, the day you were born of the month you were born. And you take that number and you subtract 55 from it. And then you get your number out of 1 in 52 cards. It's 1 in 52 because 52 just happens to be the amount of cards from ace to king in the heart suit, hearts, clubs, diamonds, and spades. And there's 13 cards in each deck. 4 times 13 is 52. So that's how we get that. Anyways, so you have birth cards. You have cards that you were given when you were born. And within those cards, there's a spread. It's a spread of 12 cards, but for just the sake of this video, 7. Because there are 7 52-day periods in 1 year. Technically, there's 365, but 7 times 52 is 364. So, the last day is just Pluto. And in this spread that I'm talking about, each 52-day period throughout each year describes the overall influence for that period, or how you are going to perceive going through that experience. In addition to that, there's also 4 other cards. There's a moon card, there's a long range card, a displacement card, and an environment card. All of which don't really pertain to this video because we're strictly talking about Kai here. And at this point of the video, you're probably wondering, okay, are you just going to yap or are you going to get to the point here? Well, I'm getting to the point right now. So, the reason why I talk about the moon, the long range, the displacement card, and the environment card are because Kai, for this year, for one of his cards for the entire year, when his birthday was just last week, it was the 16th of December, he started a new period. And in that period, for one of his cards, the long range card that he has that sits there, meaning the overall year-long influence that we are going to feel the most out of all of the cards that we have for that year, is the 6 of spades. Now, at this point, you're probably wondering, okay, well, what does the 6 of spades mean? It's the card of fate itself. It's like karma itself. It is karma itself. So whatever deeds you did in the past or in the past lifetimes, those deeds are going to resurface again, and it's going to give you the opposite experience compared to what you did, the actions or behaviors that you did in order to deserve seeing the opposite side of how another person perceived what you did to them. Now, we don't necessarily know if either it's good or bad, but now we do know that it is some sort of karmic debt. It is something that we have to pay back. It will happen, and we cannot stop it from happening, because the card that he has is the highest suit and card number. The 6 of spades is the most powerful suit in the deck. Any spade that we have in our lives, we are going to feel the most. It is going to be unavoidable to feel or perceive. And we now know that one of these debts is XQC asking for his 100K, apparently, that he lent Kai some time ago. But that's all that we know. Now, I could tell you more, but it really wouldn't behoove me to do so. Rather just say, okay, yeah, I can see why he's now going through this experience. But I just wanted to make this video because I thought it was quite interesting, because I talked about it on my stream a couple days ago. And now that we see this being manifested. And in that same stream, and in that same segment that on my stream, I noticed that he had a 3 of diamonds in Pluto. Any card that we have in Pluto in any of our spreads, and based on any time period, is going to be a card that is a lesson that we have to learn in order to evolve. And once we work on this Pluto card, there's another card involved in this, also called the reward card, meaning the card that we will eventually have the qualities of becoming after we have overcome the things eluding us to the card in Pluto for that year. Now, the 3 of diamonds is a card of financial worry, but it is also a card that is very successful in more than one area of income stream. These people that have these birth cards of the 3 of diamonds can be the most creative financially variety of any kind of person. These people have the gift of getting the financial creativity gene, pretty much. They can do anything all at once. They can have multiple jobs going on. They're really good at this. But also with that, even if they have an abundance of that money, they're still going to have worry. And so this alludes to the fact of his 6 of spades long range card. And the card that is the reward card that is after the 3 of diamonds, which again is the Pluto card. This card is the reward card, meaning the card that he will eventually feel and attain the traits of having, which is the card of overcoming new ways of being, new ways of acting. This year for Kai is going to be very, very big for him in terms of change. Whenever the Ace of Spades appears in our spreads, that attention will be directed to that area for that time more than almost any other card. And especially if that's the case, it is, especially if that is the only spade for that time period. But anyways, this video is now reaching 10 minutes long, and I have talked for so long. But I just wanted to make this video because I thought it was really interesting, and I think some people are going to be able to relate to this. So I'll be coming out with more content about this, and I will be taking payments soon to do readings.